So long, partner.
Work, Builder. I knew the church could rely on you. I do appreciate the effort, make no mistake, but were I minister, we would not have spent our scant resources on such a project. But I am not. Thank you, Builder. I'm glad you see my vision of the light. We both studied in Mayday. We've known each other for a long time. She's always been bright-eyed and idealistic, seeing the good in everyone. The ministry adores students such as her. I, on the other hand, have held tightly to the texts and the studies into the age of corruption. We need to learn well from the demise of the old world. When I was sent to Sandrock, the temple was just another building. The citizens paid no real heed to the teachings and had lost their way. They watched my servants skeptically, unaware they were repeating the sins of their forefathers. Others believe they are devout, but I can see the corruption inside them. They always did everything the way they wanted, not the right way. Do they not see, by flaunting the rules left and right, we're blindly stumbling into another Armageddon? I tried to warn them, to open their eyes. The matter of the heart and the soul oft stand opposed. Those with the best intentions can inflict the most damage. The age of corruption was full of well-intentioned people with no sight of the light. Let us place this work upon the temple walls. A spectacular piece of art. If only its purpose were not so incompatible with my beliefs. To cover up the day of Calamity. Are we to forget our history? Sandrock has its problems, but is not the most core of our beliefs to never forget the day of Calamity? Nevertheless, these decisions are not mine to make anymore. I was here for a short while before Mayday sent Matilda. As soon as she arrived, we received word that she would be taking the role of minister. I presume her interpretation of the light scripture was more fitting for the people of this town. I'm not one to question the church's orders, so I graciously accepted my subservient role. The day of Calamity is the darkest day in human history. Never forget the past, or we're bound to repeat it in the future. I worry the minister is too lenient with the citizens of this town. She seems to believe the people here want to follow the light, but only a select few profess and show their belief in an appropriately fundamental manner. Anyway, thank you, Builder. I appreciate your dedication. Every act you perform for our city helps to spread telesis in these lands and beyond.
See ya! Hey! Take her easy.
Take it easy.
You look great. Great, great, great.
Only...
New test subject. Subject.
Thanks.
Hello? Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello! Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Hey there. Thanks. Don't you think it's strange how Chi always insists that everyone call him director? He's the only person who works in the research center. Who is he directing? Uh-huh.
Hey there. Thanks.
Yan! Vur! Hıt! Yan! 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 Hıt! 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 Vur! Yan! Yan! Hıt! Yan! 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 Vur! Yan! 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 Hıt! Yan! Hıt! Yan! Hıt! Vur! Hıt! Yan! Vur! Hıt! Yan! Vur! Yan! Yan! Vur! Hıt! 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 Vur! Vur! Hıt! Vur! Yan! Vur! Yan! Yan! Vur! Hıt! 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 Vur! 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 Yan! Hıt! Hıt! Vur! Yan! Vur! Yan! Wood! 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 Yan! Yan! Wood! Yan! Yan! Wood! 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 Yan! 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 Wood! Yan! 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 Wood! Yan! Yan! Yan!
Well, if it isn't one of my favorite builders. Fancy seeing you here. What's that? You live here? Well, never mind that. Here's the thing. We've all been under a lot of stress lately, and gosh, that adventure into Giegler territory, plus your usual 9-to-5 building gig? Mental health is a serious thing, and it's also my duty as Chief Safety Inspector to make sure everyone's doing all right. Recently, it's just come to my attention that we could all use a little checkup. Care to answer a short survey? Swell! Thanks for being so easy to work with. To contrast, I usually have to wait till Penn's asleep before I can get him to fill anything out. But that's neither here nor there. On with the survey! Keep in mind that your answers are totally confidential and will not be shared with anyone, so please don't hesitate to speak your mind. Firstly, how often does thinking about your battle with the Gieglers trouble you? And how often do you feel like builder work is just too much to handle? Right, got it. Last question. How do you usually relax when you're stressed? Escapism. Got it. Huh. According to this, it looks like you're A-okay. Nothing phases you. Guess I had nothing to worry about. Hey, you're not just pretending to be okay and choosing C for everything, are you? No, you would never do that. Well, that'll do it for the survey. Thanks for being patient. I'll be analyzing everyone's results. You know, if it so happens that people are feeling down, I think it's only right that the church get out and do something about it. Anyway, we'll be in touch. Thanks again.
Don't be like some builders I know and put all your materials into storage boxes with reckless abandon. Just thinking about that kind of disorganization keeps me up at night. So long, partner.
I've been looking at the plants around here. I dabble in botany as a hobby, and they're all so different from the ones near Tall Sky. Even in harsh climates like here, they're finding ways to survive. Catch you later.
Howdy. So long, partner.
Thank you.
Unsure was a good kid. Heart's in the right place. Don't talk too much. Follows orders. Stiff as a bull. Sorry. Where am I going with this?
So long, partner.
I always have to travel for work. My favorite city is Portia, but maybe it's because my uncle Mayor Gale lives there. I always have to travel for
Hey there. See ya.
God! God! God!
Fantastic news, newbie! You're being promoted, and your first task in your new position is to build and place a yak mill stop over by Gecko Station. Here's a diagram. Bye-bye now. Huh? Well, no, you'd be making exactly the same, just with this additional responsibility. It's more about the prestige of being promoted. That's my builder. You'll do great in your new position. I'll think of a title later. See ya.
Howdy. Take her easy.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank goodness it's here. Let's see the result. The taste is wonderful. I feel brain caffeinated, concentration maxed out, work engaged. Now, where was I? Satellite analysis. It's like calculating elliptical movements using integrals. Cancel out this, introduce auxiliary variables, then plug it into this formula. So the integral constant here is also the time where it passes peristron. The vector expression of the spacecraft is the same as the elliptical trajectory. That is to say... Aha! You must be fascinated too. How selfish of me to keep all this beautiful science to myself. Come, take a look. Well, to learn about artificial satellites, we need to start from the beginning. Satellites, nature's companion. Many think that a satellite is simply something revolving around another. But is a planet a satellite? But then would a binary system be a satellite? Well, it is still an important question. But then there are meteorites, moons, asteroids, even old world space trash. Space trash! Fascinating, truly. Sorry. My mind is wandering. So many thoughts, ideas, hypotheses. If you don't mind, I'll tell you about it another time. I can't seem to find my journal. Forget it. I'll start another one. But my research... The acceleration caused by solar wind, surface to mass ratio... Thank you.
Howdy. Catch you later.
That's enough, Mr. Arvio, was it? Remind me, whose shop is this again?
Sorry, am I overstepping here? I just feel there really must be a way for the two of you to work together. Mr. Mysterious, perhaps you just hadn't noticed this particular part yet. It's got a lot of potential. Surely this one is mysterious enough to add to your stock.
Please, call me the Mysterious Man. Mr. Mysterious was my father's moniker. But on the subject of mysteriousness, I'm afraid this pot could hardly be called mysterious enough for one such as myself. It's, at best, quizzical.
It has never been my intention to have my work be confined to a singular aesthetic, much less a single word. If my wares are of no interest to you, then I believe we are done here. I have other orders to attend to.
You think I don't know what I'm talking about? You know, people don't come to this shop for the quality of the goods, right? You do know why they come, don't you?
How dare you? Have you no sense of dignity?
Hey, don't take it personally. Look, I've been around, I've seen the best. If I brought my guys from Walnut Groove in here to see this dull junk you're peddling, they'd laugh their butts off at the mere notion that you're anything but an amateur. And what is that kiln you've got back there? Looks like it's from the Stone Age.
Hey! That's my sister's livelihood you're talking about there, pal!
Quiet, Harvio. Indeed, I use a traditional kiln. Glazing requires a kiln with more advanced temperature controls.
So, you know all about it. What's your excuse then? Old ways are best?
No, money. And besides, though a traveler as yourself may have encountered such things, the more advanced kilns are rare, and their construction is still a well-guarded secret by masters within the ceramics community.
Well, if you're a true artist, go and seek one of these masters out. Get off of your high horse and beg if you must. Till then, I have no business being here, and you have no business acting as though I do.
Then you get one for me.
Why would I do that?
You said seek a master. You're the so-called master of trade, who claims he can get any rare item from any rare place. Get me a new kiln, and I'll prove to you that my ceramics are as good as anyone's in whatever sky it is you speak of.
You think I'm really gonna lug a kiln halfway across the Free Cities, just so you can maybe feel better about yourself? Nah.
Get me a diagram then. I'll have one built.
What's in it for me?
You.
Ah! You scared me! Why, were you just standing back there quietly? Waiting for a dramatic moment to enter the conversation? Sheesh!
We were just thinking about you. I'm going to need your help.
Hey, I didn't agree to do anything yet. Hold your horses. Yes, it would be good to gain a high-quality pottery connection in Sandrock. But if I'm gonna spend my time on something that isn't a sure thing, it ain't gonna be for free. It is, as you say, Miss Amira. I am a master of trade. There is no item too rare for me to find. But such a service comes at a cost. 5,000 golds.
What? You're really not afraid of taking advantage, are you?
You think so? Nah, really. I'm taking it easy on you guys.
You know what? I actually happen to think grey, non-glazed parts are pretty neat all of a sudden. Perhaps we ought to forget about all of this price gauging and...
No, Arvio. His price. It is fair. I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up.
Uh-huh. Well, offers on the table. If you decide you want my help, I'll be staying at the Blue Moon for about 3 days. Come find me if you get the money. Or don't. Makes no difference to me.
Hammy,
Amira, what should we do?
Be quiet. Can't hear myself think.
all our savings add up to around 3,000 golds. Maybe we could sell a few things, but are you really thinking of bankrupting us for our new kiln? Is it really going to be worth it? How do we know that mysterious man, if that even is his real name, isn't just blowing smoke up both our backsides? Wow, you do that for us? You're the real deal!
Avio, please refrain from so flippantly putting us into debt.
Come on, Am. It's our friend. What else are we going to do anyway? Sell everything we've caught in 3 days? Ask Owen for help? That guy has a crush on you, you know. Could get weird.
When you put it that way. All right. We accept your generous offer.
5,000 goals! So you really want to do this, huh, Am?
Yes. Trust me, Avio. One of these temperature-controlling kilns will open doors for my shop, and probably be a lot of fun, too. Thank you. You will be repaid in full, very soon. Now, come, brother. Let us depart to the Blue Moon. Fetch the savings, if you would.
Ah, yes, the savings. Easy come, easy go.
Catch you later.
How are you? I take it you got our letter? My, that Burgess. That child went around to everyone in town to check up on their wellness. He has such a big heart. The results he came back with, I must say, were rather shocking. 80% of those who took the survey reported that they were at least suffering some form of anxiety. Some from the gigglers, some from the state of things. So I got together with our resident expert in fun, Katori here, and, well, Katori, why don't you tell our fine builder friend here what we came up with?
It's my pleasure, Minister. I must thank you again for getting the church to support this project. See now, way I see it, the only cure to these psychological drudgery type how-do-you-do's is one word: entertainment. Seeing as Gecko Station has recently become unoccupied, we now have the opportunity to turn a negative into a positive. I present to you sand sledding. But we won't call it that, no, too simple. We'll call it sand running. Sounds sleek and sophisticated, something the youth can identify with. Our tourism profits will quintuple overnight, and the mental health crisis, I assume, will also be resolved.
This is where you come in, Builder. We need you to help us build up some of the things involved in creating such an attraction.
I've already explained our needs to Mianne. She'll be making the sand sleds. I need you to help us make the sign-in table. Here is the diagram. I drew it up myself. When you're done, please install north of the old Giegler building.
How lovely! I love it when a plan comes together. Looking forward to seeing what the two of you come up with.
Huh. So long, partner.
Hello. So long, partner.
My journal! Where did you find it? So much of my research is now returned. Thank you. I highly appreciate it.
Arm yourself with the weapon of fashion. Let Sandrock's very own Pablo.
What's up? Have a good day.
God! 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 God!
Yeah? Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah?
Hi.
Yeah?
Huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
How many feathers am I holding up?
Only temporary.
Howdy. Like to read? I suggest you read Musa's Success is Preparation Plus Opportunity. I was really inspired by it. I guess he's not the richest person for nothing. See ya!
Thank you. I made some gifts for Heidi and Pablo. We have this little tea party we do from time to time. But I've been wrapped up with work recently and couldn't go. Now I have these gifts, though. I'm sure they'll forgive me for it. By the way, would you like to come along to the tea party tomorrow? It's afternoon tea, so I can just meet you at the saloon tomorrow at 3 p.m. Great, I'll see you then.
I've tried some yak milk, but somehow one glass just wasn't enough.
Quizzically questioned clientele. Don't be afraid to stop by City Hall for tourist information.
Howdy! Are you as excited for this week's Sunday gathering as much as me? I doubt it!
Uh-huh.
Hello! Oh! Yeah? Catch you later.
All right. This looks great. You're legit, builder. And you're gonna love what we do at the Sandrunner Extravel Plaza. I guarantee it. I'll be in my museum devising plans. I'll make sure this is the best dang attraction this town has ever seen. Check your mailbox. I don't want you missing the opening ceremony.
Oh, hey there. I was just here putting this letter into your mailbox. On second thought, might just not. Oh, hey, shoot. I just remembered. I need to go home and lock myself in my closet. See ya.
I love Yakmel milk. I always order the biggest cup they've got. Glug, glug, glug. Down the hatch. It makes my work that much better. Catch you later. Oh, hey, you're diving today too, huh? Hey, check this out! A mysterious black box. It doesn't have a latch or anything, and I can't break it open either. Believe me, I tried. I have to know what's inside. It's driving me crazy! The box must be holding something inside. What do you think I should do? Sure, Director Chi knows all kinds of stuff. Maybe he's even encountered one of these things before. I'll stop by the research center tomorrow around 6 p.m. You should join me if you have time. Well, I've got enough ores for today, I reckon. Be seeing you. My goggles? Oh, my grandpa gave them to me. He knew how these sandstorms can be. They've really been a lot of help. Plus, they look cool. Take it easy.
again. That's it. I want this cat gone out of here right this minute. Get rid of it.
So glad you're here. You like kitty cats, don't ya? Well, our new friend Banjo here is in a bit of a pickle. See, he can't seem to stop marking territory around the ranch and everywhere in our homestead. Now my pa wants to kick him to the curb. But I know just what to do. Banjo just ain't got a place he feels like he can call his own, what with all the other animals getting their scents all over. I take it you've heard of a doghouse, yeah? Well, I got together with Hattie on the issue, and we came up with something we're calling an animal house. I've got the diagram for it right here. Can you build it up for me? Maybe this will cure Banjo's affliction, and he can safely be a pet again. Swell! In the meantime, we can keep Banjo safe at your house, at least till he's got a place of his own. Great! I'll take Banjo over right now. Oh, and before I forget, here's the diagram. Shh, don't make a sound. Was that the call of the extremely rare, bottle-nosed, prickle-toed mirror dog? Oh, wait, no, tumbleweed. False alarm. Sorry about that. See ya!
Hey there! Howdy! Yeah? Yeah?
Hey, remember that handgun I gave you? How's it been keeping? I know you can handle yourself, but I feel like I'd be shirking my responsibilities somewhat if I ain't giving you a rundown on how to use that there 6-shooter. Sure, you did pretty good with your old point-and-shoot tactic, but we got some basic firearms training that folks around here do if they're gonna handle a weapon. How's about me and you head on over to the range and let off a few rounds? Ain't no thing, partner. Just meet by the shooting range behind the Civil Corps office. Oh, and remember to bring that gun I gave you.
That ball of paper. Can I have a look? I think it might be mine. No, I didn't mean to litter. I'm sorry. I dropped it out of my window in a fit of frustration earlier. Thank you. It suddenly occurred to me that I'd written a particularly beautiful sentence on this piece. I'm sure it seems strange to rifle through trash finding a single sentence, but to a writer, inspiration comes but at a moment's notice. But I couldn't remember what it was I wrote. Let me see. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. No, that's awful. No one would remember that. What was I thinking? The stars glisten with the light of 1,000 lives. A diamond, an oath, a promise. This sentence. What do you think? You're too kind. When I was a child, I thought stars were like diamonds. I wrote as such, and even the teacher thought my similes were beautiful. My classmates, they didn't understand. No, I don't think that's the problem. Everyone is an artist. They just need to find their voice. I think perhaps they just hadn't seen diamonds, but I've always been in a special situation. My mother is an actor in musical theater. Due to this, she was always adorned in fine gems and jewelry. So I had seen many of them from a young age. Since coming to Sandrock, I've almost spent all of my savings. As a writer, I don't have much of an income before each release. So, in order to stay here and write my books, I need an income to supplement my daily expenses. And I can't just ask my family for more money. So, my wondrous, amazing, kind builder, I have a request. For the sake of helping those in dire straits, eating nothing but the specials at the Blue Moon, could I ask you for a discount next time I need your services? You're too kind. But no, I was joking with you. Don't worry. I'm not quite at that level yet, thankfully. I'll pay you whatever you need. Well, today has been enlightening. Thank you so much for your inspiration, and also for keeping me company. But I really have to run. These articles don't write themselves, you know.
I do like this town, and all the people here. But I'm mainly working this job to gain experience for a better job in Atara. See ya!
Good to see you, partner. So let's get started. Take your position. We got a free lane over there. Get over there and show me your best stance. All right, that ain't bad. You want to keep your stance strong and secure. Remember, when you shoot, you're going to have crazy recoil. Good shooting's about control. Now, watch me shoot. Tell me what you notice. So, what do you think? That's right. My stance gives me complete control. I'm stable enough to reduce the recoil, and my aim is solid. A strong stance is really the first important step. If you aren't in control, your aim is going to be all over the place. If you aren't holding strong, then that recoil is going to be kicking you onto your backside real quick. You know, you should have seen my old boss shoot. Guy can shoot the goggles off a giggle and not even draw blood. Heck, I've seen folks just throw down their weapons after a look from the guy. Anyway, next up is grip. Grip is just as important as your stance, all right? With the weak grip, that gun of yours will kick right out of your hands when you shoot. During Unshure's training, gun shot out of his hand and knocked out a couple of teeth. Had to get them replaced. Don't remember which ones, though. You want to cover all the gaps on the grip with your hands. Get your main hand holding the gun. Thumb pointing forward. Get it right up there. Don't hold too low now. Next up, wrap your other hand around, making sure you're supporting it. Also means you got the freedom to react if necessary. I like your confidence. Just don't blame me if you lose a couple teeth. Once you got your stance and grip down, well, that's the basics. There's much more to shooting than this, mind, but that'll come with practice. All right, let's have a little competition, eh? Tell you what, how about we make it interesting? If I win, we hit the Blue Moon, and you're buying. If you win, well, I reckon that ain't gonna happen, so you choose. I ain't going to the game center in a while. Might be a little rusty. I guess that'll be round 2. Let's shoot some targets. All right, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Let's see how you do. 15 seconds. Let's go. Get tired, partner. Dang, good one. Ain't a problem, partner. Just keep it up. We used to have competitions like this back when I was just a regular Civil Corps officer. Whoever won used to have to buy the rounds at the Blue Moon. Then when B3 left, I was really the only one left to become sheriff. I never thought I was ready. Big boots and all. But you do what you got, right? Thanks. But you ain't got to flatter me, partner. I do what I can for this town. It means everything to me. Every day I'm trying to be half the man he was. Well, I mean, it's missing eye, leg, and arm. I guess all I have to be is just a quarter of a man? Dang, and I can't even get that. Unsure came shortly after that. Never met the old man, but he fit into the Civil Corps well enough. And we were lacking for members at the time. The main thing B3 taught me about guns, though, safety. Last lesson, and by far most important. Number 1, trigger discipline. Keep that finger off the trigger unless you're aiming to shoot. Don't want you taking a trip to fame because you shot your own foot off by being careless, let alone what you can do to others. Number 2, never, I repeat, never aim your gun at something you ain't fixing to take down. These things ain't toys, partner. That's an order straight from Civil Corps. I ain't messing around. You hear me? That about wraps it up for today. You did real good. So, how about my offer? Wanna hit the town for a while? After you, partner. You ever seen a monster from the peripheries? The nasty ones are usually around 18 to 20 feet tall, but occasionally you run into a real big one. Once I even had to call for backup.
Hello there. My other friends are rather garrulous, particularly Pablo. You and I are more reserved. Spending time with you, it can be a welcome change of pace. My other friends are rather... See ya.
Hey, I wanted to commission some homemade paint, but your boss said it was too small of a task to put on the board. Then he said some kind of greedy stuff. Do you think you could help me out? Cool. Actually, I was thinking we could enjoy the paint together. I'm taking the day off to paint my walls 3 days from now. Do you want to bring over the paint then so we can paint then? That's great news. We're going to have a really good time. See you then. Don't forget the paint. That's the most important part.
Sorry I'm late.
You're fine. We just got here a little early.
Ooh, what have we here? You brought our fine associate to the tea party, have you? Meeting the friend group already? Things must be getting pretty serious.
Pablo's just teasing. You'll get used to it.
And why the third degree, Pablo? Sounds like someone's jealous.
Couldn't tell you. I've never had to be jealous.
I'm sorry. I've been so preoccupied with work lately. It's been so long since I've been able to come.
Well, while we're doing confessions, you've been away for so long I was forced to open up auditions for your replacement. But you know, when certain entrepreneurial gentlewomen hear they have to spend a little on the premium tea and dessert, they back down. It seems not many in this town are interested in refining their palate. So you're safe. For now.
I see. I suspected your response to my absence would be less than charitable. As such, I've brought a present for each of you, as an apology.
Aha! Her tact is surpassed only by her beauty. Very well, Miss Amira. The club curator recognizes your gifts. All is forgiven.
Seconded. And wow, this gift box is just stunning, Amira. Wait, there's more inside?
It's a small teacup, handmade as you might expect. Look, I engraved your names on them too. The builder helped me create the fragrant satchels, so you'll always be able to enjoy a pleasant aroma that should pair nicely with any tea leaf.
Very personal. I approve. You must join us for tea. If not only for your charm, because I've grown weary of these two beauties. Give me something new to look at.
Right back at you, sunshine.
Yes, do please join us more often. I feel like you'd be a suitable member for our tea party. Pablo, as he mentioned, is the leader. Heidi and I are his knights. And together we call ourselves
the Fleeting Youth Tea Society.
Fleeting, as in swift. We are all that remains of the vibrant artistic Sandrock scene that once was. So it goes without saying we're always on the lookout for new members. So charmingly positive. But we already have the nice one. That role is fulfilled by none other than our alliterative architect, Miss Heidi. Never mind that. We'll play it by ear. Good find, Miss Amira.
Why, Pablo? Can it be? Are you starting to trust my judgment?
There's nothing in the rule book that says we can't have two nice ones.
Typical nice one response. Very well then. Let the induction ceremony begin.
Great. Well, today's on me then. I've always wanted to celebrate a new member.
Heidi, you can't keep doing this.
Come on, Ami. Who are we to turn down our big fancy architect's kind offer? Quickly now. A toast before she changes her mind.
Toast what? This is tea, not yak mill milk. All right. Well, to our success.
Success? Come now, that's a given. Let's toast to something better.
As our newest member, why don't you make a toast? exactly what I was thinking.
Yes, very good. And quick addendum to Sandrock becoming the art capital of the Free Cities.
You're just going to leave it there?
Surely your story isn't over.
When it comes to my own tea, I prefer sipping to spilling.
Oh, come on now. Just a hint.
What happens in Walnut Grove stays in Walnut Grove, my darlings.
What? She didn't.
She did.
She wouldn't.
She would.
Goodness.
I thought she was a nun.
She was.
They're actually doing really well. They have their own company and everything. It's called A&G.
Boring. Not juicy enough. Next, Amira. Whatever happened to that one guy who liked you? Waited outside your shop for a while?
Which one?
You know. The ugly one.
Which one?
It's lovely to have new members. Till next time.
Bye, everyone. I really have to get back to work, though.
That was lovely. And I think our gifts were a hit. Pablo is a lovely man, but he must be appeased from time to time. I know only from experience. In any case, I do hope you'll stop by again. Take this with you, and welcome once again to the Fleeting Youth Tea Society.
Well, looky there. That there's a cat house if I ever seen one. All we can do now is hope that this improves Banjo's condition. Thanks a lot. We'll make a critter lover out of you yet. Hey, speaking of, you thinking of adopting any of the animals in town? They ain't just cute little companions. They'll go get you some cool stuff too. It's super easy. When you have a close relationship with them, they'll stick with you like family. Just build them a bed in your home. If you don't, then, well, they gotta sleep on the ground, and you ain't a monster, are you? After you adopt them, you can name them whatever you want. But take it seriously, okay? Don't be like my old man, naming me after a yak mill. Oh, and take this pet whistle. Don't matter how far your little critters are. Give this a blow and they'll come running. Alright, that's about it. I ain't gonna talk your ear off no more. I'm gonna go find some cute little animals to play with.
Did someone come in? Oh, I can see through the cracks a bit. You've come to join me? One-person closet, I'm afraid. You can hang out as long as you want. I'll probably be in here a while, though. Air's nice this time of year. Oh, yeah. They're still wondering about those letters, huh? Heard about that. Yeah. Well, it sure is hard to catch criminals. As you know. Actually, I looked it up. Not writing your name on a letter isn't a crime. That's why I didn't get back to you. Gosh. All the evidence is pointing straight to, yeah, it does seem like I'm the lead suspect in this case. I mean, it's probably me, but what if it's not? Dang, it's hard to think inside this closet. Well, if it really is me, I'd want to be the first to know. Say, you're the best investigator we have on the force. Maybe you can solve this case. As it so happens, we are exactly where we need to be for that to happen. My house. I'll bet you could build a criminal profile on me based on my stuff. Why don't you take a look around? You might even find the secret letter I was going to give you. But don't get your hopes up too high. I hid it pretty good. Just head over to the jukebox and turn on the investigation music when you're ready. I do it myself, but, you know, closet. Nice. Can't have an investigation without the investigation music. Describe to me what you see, and I'll try to help out your investigation. Ah, one of my finest rock stacks. Note how each layer is perfectly balanced, and yet each rock supporting them is a different size and consistency. I like to think that this sculpture represents the idea that, no matter who you are, we all have a place where we can fit in and hold each other up, ideally surrounded by cool rocks. How could anyone with such a wholesome rock stack be responsible for something like nameless letter writing? Yeah, maybe it's a no good lead. Darn, really thought we had something there. A bunch of exercise equipment. If the perpetrator has been lifting weights like this, they'd be too strong to write. They'd smash the pencil in their grip, or rip right through the paper when they tried to write. Not looking good for our investigation. Well, yeah, you might be right. Probably not really either of us to say, though. Better keep looking. That's Wilson. He's sleeping. Better not wake him up. Well, I guess if it's for the sake of the investigation, up to you. Looks like he's not talking, which makes sense. Wilson ain't no snitch. Couple boxes of rocks. Nothing to see here. Really? Don't you have hundreds of rocks in your storage boxes most of the time? I'm not judging. Obviously, I have plenty myself. You shouldn't feel bad about collecting things you like. As long as you're not hurting anyone, I think it's fine. One of my quieter works. The little one on top I balanced there with a tweezer. The delicate serenity of it all makes me less worried when I ask it to do dishes, and it never does. Oh, these? Justice gave me these. He wants me to eat more meat for protein, but I'm more of a yellow soup and lemons guy. Oh, no, I'll give them away, or eat them. I haven't decided yet, but, you know, sky's the limit. Are we getting off track? Maybe we should get back to looking for clues. All I know how to cook is yellow soup and lemons. It ain't much, but it gets me through the day. Yeah, you just take 2 parts yellow, 4 red dots, and, I don't think I know how to share recipes. You should ask Owen or Mabel about that. Well, looks like we didn't find anything. Guess I'm not the one who sent those letters after all. That's a shame. I was really rooting for you to catch me, if it was me, which is still up for debate. Whew, do you mind turning on that fan? Sweating bullets here inside this closet. Well, so, did you read the part where I signed my name? Yeah, sure. Lots of things are fast. Cars, yak mill, me apparently. Yeah, let's just be friends. I'll do a bit less secret admiring and do more being that guy. Your friend, the guy.